Since we're on Jay, we're talking about a legend here. Let's talk about what we define as a classic album in 2017, right? I know this is gonna be an interesting one because things change. First of all, do you feel like people are too quick to call things classic? They'll listen to a project for 2 days and decide
ashy as a motherfucker, bro.
I had lotion.
Have
if
you ever?
Before we started
I know
rolling.
Sin looking at you like, nigga, lotion. Could we use it?
My baby puts me on the highest of pedestals. You got Sin fucked up.
Joe uses the most exquisite, like grooming products.
Y'all see her going hard for you on Twitter.
Y'all she don't care about what y'all niggas say. I'm corny, ashy, whatever. That's my baby. A classic album.
I want to hear you. I'll let you take it.
Yeah,
okay.
Because I'm gonna say some shit that might upset you and the people of your ilk.
Ilk, good word.
All right. So for me, it's artistry, X, impact, impact and artistry, cohesiveness, and time. It's really time. The problem today is we call albums classic before they come out.
Right.
And we call albums classic because of the initial feel that we get from them, but art is so exquisite. Art is so intricate. Art is always left up to our own interpretation. So the same way we feel about an album when it's released may not be how we appreciate it in week 2, may not be how we look at it in year 2. Like, you know what? It's art. I'm one of the people that
you just said a word though.
Look at it like art.
Interpretation, right? Like, if you're using that word and define the classic, right? Does it mean that there's any one particular album that everyone should consider classic, or is it subjective? It sounds like you're saying it's very subjective.
I am not saying that because in my generation, classic was, in spite of how I feel, this is the consensus. The majority says that Illmatic is a classic. The majority says Ready to Die is a classic. The majority says that fucking 36 Chambers is a classic. The majority says that Get Rich or Die Trying is a classic. The majority says Good Kid, Mad City is a classic. You know what I mean? So it's not, when you start getting the conversations that are not so clear, like Jeezy's first album. If you talk to Jeezy fans will tell you that Jeezy's first album is a classic. I was a huge Beanie Siegel fan when he put out The Truth. That album at the time felt like a classic to me. Did it stand the test of time? Not so much. Not so much. So these things I would consider cult classics. To Jeezy fans, that first Jeezy album is a classic. That's a cult classic. But mainstream, widespread, the consensus, the general feeling across the board, I don't think anybody is saying that. That's a casual Jeezy fan.
That's a very interesting.
And shout out to Jeezy.
That's a very interesting point you brought up, because I got a list of classics and I wanted to focus in on classics within the last 10 years. And I do have a time restraint. So we have to wait about 3 to 5 years before we could say anything's a classic. So there's no instant classics, despite what even people like Drake
do you guys both agree? Because that's a good point. Like, how long do we need to really evaluate the impact of a project?
When Drake said View's already a classic, I'm like, nigga, I'm just hearing.
But every rapper says their shit is a classic.
Yeah,
there's no instant classics.
Yeah, every rapper says that, so we can't really pay that.
Okay.
3 to 5 years. Do you think that's a good?
Is that a good marker? I believe that is.
5 to 10 years.
5 to 10 years.
5 to 10 years.
Okay, so going in the 5 to 10 year range, right? I had a couple criteria for what I believe a classic is. Number one, even though I'm the numbers guy, numbers do not matter for a classic. Impact matters. Now, impact sometimes might include numbers, but it's not necessarily numbers. When I mean impact, I mean, is that album changing the landscape of how hip hop sounds, of how the culture sounds, how people are making music, right? And not only that, I mean, I have just, is it timeless, right? Which means I listened to it the first day, a month after, 3 years after, 5 years after, and I don't have to get the exact same feeling, but do I still have the same respect for the quality of the project, right? And going forward with those things in mind, I have a couple projects, and I'm gonna keep it within 5-10 years. So if you were expecting Jay-Z, you know what I mean, Reasonable Doubt, I'm not gonna name those. I'm gonna keep it very current, okay? And by the way, another thing is there's no skippables. You can't have fucking skippables on
Like
classic
not a single
album.
song
You can
skippable?
have a skippable. But
A
go ahead.
skippable on
Yes, you
a
can.
classic album?
One song, at least
Yes,
one
you
song.
can have a skippable on a classic album, but you were saying.
Okay, all right, I disagree,
I
but
want to
fine.
hear some of these classic albums.
I say Kid Cudi, Man on the Moon. Okay, I say Drake, Take Care. I say Kanye, 808, Santa Heartbreaks. Okay, I say Salute to the Weeknd, The Trilogy. I think these are classics. Yo, she giggling. I love this. Hey, are you leaving? No, you better sit
want
your
me to,
ass
like,
down. No,
try to touch
hey,
your,
I'm
pack
keeping
up?
it within 5 to 10 years. You could get offset all you want. This will bring you back.
What are you
Kanye
talking
West,
about?
My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Okay.
Okay?
But you said 808s first?
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Not only that, T.I. Paper Trail, right?
I'm waiting on you to name a classic.
I wish you could say
Nobody
all
is
the
saying
faces.
Paper Trail is a classic.
It's classic.
Take Care, I would debate, is a classic. Nobody is saying
My Beautiful Dark
nobody is-
Twisted Fantasy is a
not
classic?
No. Nobody
What?
is saying 808s is a classic.
My Beautiful
I
Dark
just said no.
Twisted-
K-N-O-W. No. No, it's
Yo,
not.
I disagree
No.
with that. Hey, let me finish my list.
There's
I'm
more?
gonna say Rick Ross, Deeper Than Rap. That's Ross's best project to me. Salute to Trilla and everything, but
It's
listen.
still not a classic.
Okay, Wiz Khalifa, Cushion Orange Juice. Okay, and
That's hard. That's hard.
2 Chainz, True Religion. What up?
I don't ever want to hear you talk again, ever, about hip hop, ever. Don't
Yeah, I'm
talk
keeping
about
it contemporary.
classics.
We're talking
Don't talk
contemporary
about-
Do you not
classics,
agree with
people.
any of his
I don't
picks?
Yeah, I'm talking-
I
yo,
don't
I don't
want to
wanna-
hear
yo,
anything
all-
he has to say about a classic
All
album.
salute to like Pac and Big, and we're trying to keep it contemporary within the last 10 years.
So let's keep it contemporary. Just because we're trying to keep it
Okay.
contemporary doesn't mean that you have
With
to
it-
force something. So because we're contemporary,
Do you agree with any of them?
no,
Not?
I would argue with people that Take Care
Only Take Care?
is
808s and Heartbreaks? And
close
that,
enough. Hell no.
no?
No.
Weekend Trilogy?
No.
What about Dark Fantasy?
No,
My
no,
beautiful- yo,
you just didn't like it
no,
enough.
no, and
Hold on.
no,
Wait, I had
and
one more.
no,
I had one more.
and no,
No.
and no,
All right.
and no.
Wait,
Joe.
I had one more. Joe Budden, Mood Music.
Which one?
Fuck out of here, nigga.
Which one?
Fuck that. No, none of them, nigga. No, well, listen.
Wait, time out.
We're talking classics. You gave your definition.
I've had enough of the disrespect here today. No. I've had enough of Akademiks disrespect. You are 26, 27 years old.
Okay. Roll.
Moon Music 2 is a classic. I don't want to talk about Joe Budden because I hate talking about Joe Budden.
What impact did it have?
Fuck Joe Budden.
What impact did it have?
Word. Fuck that guy.
Y'all see that spit
Music
that just flew over
2
here?
is a classic.
Hey.
Me and you will argue this
Hey.
off of the air.
Wait. Your list. Tell us some
No,
classic
wait.
albums.
I did, and then you
No.
start telling me about
No.
fucking
Hey.
2 Chainz
Yes.
album, who I love 2 Chainz. 2 Chainz.
You want a verse? We know. 2 Chainz, give him a verse. Hold on.
2 Chainz will do a verse if you get in the bag.
No, hold on. All right, let me ask you a question.
Ain't
though.
doing it for free.
Right. Even about you. Like, do you think the impact was there? And when we're talking about impact,
Hell
You're
no,
talking about
Joe
his
Budden
album?
ain't impact the goddamn
get it.
that
thing.
matters
Guys.
with a classic talk.
Joe, I love you. I don't want to talk about your album right now. Let's talk about some other artists that dropped
I don't talk
classic
about my albums either, by the way.
Salty.
But you're gonna tell me I got a classic. I got a classic somewhere.
I'm not debating you.
Somewhere.
I'm not
Hey,
debating
hey.
you.
Not an album. I got a classic mixtape.
Joe Budden fans, get out.
And he got a classic bomber.
Y'all like it? Y'all fucking with it?
Come on. Counter his list. Give us a few albums in the past 5 to
did.
10. I didn't hear
Oh wait,
anything.
in the past 5 to 10 years, you're saying?
What are you
Yeah,
talking
5
about?
to 10.
Oh, yeah, we're not talking about 36
Good
Chambers.
Kid,
We
Mad
know that.
City.
Yeah, that's what we're going to. Okay.
Good Kid, Mad City.
I agree.
That wasn't on your list.
I'm
bro.
not rolling with To
Nah,
Pimp
I
a
wanted a little
Butterfly.
bit-
Was that
yours.
on, you did that on
I'm not
purpose?
one
Trying to agitate
I'm
you.
not
I
one of
get
the
a lot.
people that think To Pimp a Butterfly is a classic.
Section 80, Good Kid, Mad City, we know. They classics.
Preach.
Yo, Good Kid, Mad City. I know the fans are gonna kill me because I have a horrible memory, and so I know I'm forgetting some things. But Good Kid, Mad City, and Take Care. What are the other classics what albums have been released?
Only
in the last
2?
10 years? I don't.
Oh, by the way,
I
Chief
don't know.
Keef Finally
I don't
Rich.
know.
That's a classic. I'm sorry to say, bro.
Come on, Akademiks.
But we're not talking about lyricism.
Yo,
though. We talking about
if we just gonna do that, then shout out to Brother Ali album out in stores right now. Since we just gonna name some niggas. You fuck with Chief Keef, I fuck with Brother Ali album out in stores right now.
Yo, it influenced a whole genre
Stop
of music.
it. Can you
I'm-
just stop? Can you chill? Please.
No, I'm being honest.
Please.
He is the representative of all the.
No, I'm being honest though.
Nadeska, I don't know what in the last 10 10 years. 10 years. We're in 2017, so that's 2000. I don't know what albums are classic, honestly.
You only have two?
I feel like that. I'm freestyling. My memory's bad, so don't hold me to that. They don't let us have notes here, so I can't do research because Complex. I don't know what the fuck Complex doing, but. I don't know. I think that term is thrown around rather loosely today. We call some albums classic before they even come out because it continues how much we like the person. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know. And you need time. I need time to call something a classic.
Most of these came out at least 5 years ago that I named.
So you want to have this conversation again later, maybe next week?
I'm rolling with Take Care being.
No, you need to, but you also, if you say you can't think about everything.
No, I don't know. Okay. I don't know. I could tell you the albums that I deem to be classic in hip hop.
Go ahead. Because
I did. Mama Said Knock You Out is a classic.
You named a few of these. So when all these dropped, like 36 Chambers, Reasonable Doubt, how long did it take you to decide then that they were classic? Because for a lot of us, it's like we're going back and revisiting these as we grow up and listening more, but you kind of lived through that.
Well, back then, the way that we gauged music was very different. So we knew something was hot, or we knew its impact because we heard it in cars, we heard it in the streets, we heard it in parks, we heard it with kids, we heard it in radios, we heard it in clubs. Mm-hmm. Today, because of technology, that's not how we determine what's hot anymore.
And it's fragmented a lot.
Yeah, so we're looking and we're judging differently. So today it's hard to gauge impact unless you are one of the top 3, 4, 5 most impactful artists in the game, i.e. a Drake, i.e. a Kendrick, i.e. a Cole, i.e. a Nicki. I think that's where the list maybe stops as far as impact. Jay, but I'm talking about current active
contemporary
people, yeah, that are, when you do something, Future is impactful, Migos is impactful, Ray Sherman is impactful. There's certain artists that are impactful.
Future got a classic.
And there's certain artists that are not. Does he?
I think him like Wayne, they have classic mixtapes, not albums.
Wayne has a classic album. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Carter 2?
Don't.
I don't know what that look is for.
Yeah, I'm wondering what that look is for.
I want him to tell me that Carter 2 is not.
Okay.
No, so
tell me Carter 2 is not a classic. Tell me, you nigga, don't do that.
We don't have a lot of time left for you guys to fight.
Don't you do it. Carter 2 is not a classic, but 2 Chainz album is a classic.
Wait, I didn't say that.
Say something then. Say something.
I'm saying his mixtapes are. He has better mixtapes.
Get yourself out of this corner.
Yeah. We done with him. Let's toss this to the desk before he says something stupid. You've been doing great today. I will not let you say that Carter 2 is not a classic. We are tossing to Nadeska.
All right, so we are gonna talk more about this next week. Joe's gonna do his research, come back with his picks. This is actually a really good question for our.
Could we have ongoing segments and questions?
This is gonna be one of them.
Because I think this is a topic that people will discuss. We have our opinions, but also, like again, Joe will probably have much more to say on the topic. Like, given when he listens to the older nigga.
Mood Music 2 is a classic. That's what Joe has to say.
That's the only thing we've settled today.
Joe's opinion, 3 and 4 is a classic too.
All right, Joe.
Well, do I know?
No, let's toss it to the fans though. For real, tomorrow is our Struggle Mail segment, so make sure you hit us on Twitter at EverydayStrug.
Name your personal classics in the comment section, please.
This is literally what I was just saying.
Oh, my bad. I'm my bad. I ain't trying to be a Joe. Hold up. I'm sorry.
Do you want to outro the show?
No,
Lyric is talking to me. Lyric, I can't hear. I'm sorry.
You got it, girl. You got it.
Okay, tweet us again at EverydayStrug with 2 G's on Twitter. That's what Akademiks tried to cut me off to say. Let us know what you think are classic albums that are dropped in the past 10 years, other questions, and of course, keep hitting us to ask Joe to unblock you. Those never stop coming. We'll see you guys tomorrow, 11 a.m.
Oh, wait, we out of here. That was the end of the show?
What else do you want to talk about?
I don't know. I was looking at Kendrick. Kendrick looks like he's just waiting on the wind to head near him so he could have a conversation with it.
He kind of wearing the same design tie-dye shirt like
I was rocking yesterday. I don't think the audience can see the picture you guys are talking about.
Tie-dye is coming back.
Guys, tomorrow, 11 a.m.